Good evening. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to continue the study of international logistics. My name is Felipe. I'd like to invite you to subscribe in this channel. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Don't forget to support this channel with donations. Start the notifications. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much. Let's start. If you like, add a commentary. The Sudan is a country of almost a billion square miles in area, located in Eastern Africa. The northern part of the country is largely desert, with an Islamic population, and the south is fertile farmland with a mostly Christian and animists population. Some 20 million people live in Sudan, though Khartoum is the largest city with about people. 400,000 people. The British colonized the Sudan heavily during the 80s and 90th century and designed and built the Sudan's transportation infrastructure. British exports from the Sudan include millet, sorghum, cotton, chromium, and asbestos. Port Sudan on the Red Sea was built by the British to handle export traffic. A main rail line was constructed to connect Port Sudan, which is the edge northeast with Khartoum, with the administrative capital in the central Sudan. Agriculture and mining activities take place largely in the south, and a number of feeder lines extended southward from Khartoum along the upper Nile River to the southern part of the country. Rail was chosen as the preferred transportation mode due to the long distance required to move commodities from production to export. Highway development was emphasized as the railroads were the only mode that was practical for heavy goods. As the population is largely agrarian and widely dispersed, there was no need to move people from area to area within the country, so highway development came quite late in the colonial era. Before the country became independent in 1966, the British completed a sequential system of paved two-lane roads and telephone lines that link major cities. With Soviet help, the Sudan built a national airline, Air Sudan, during 1960s and 1970 that connected major cities in the Sudan with neighboring countries in East Africa. Since the end of the colonial era, has been little additional investment made in the national infrastructure of the Sudan. Maintenance has been different, and highway conditions today are very poor. Again, British and Soviet made rail stockpile the barely passable rail system, and Air Sudan's fleet flies only intermittently as parts and fuel availability remains problematic. The government of the Sudan has been occupied by a civil war which divides the Islamic North from the remainder of the nation, and the national economy is in disarray. During the early 1980s, the average transit time for rail shipments between Khartoum and Wau, 600 miles, was 10-12 days. Passage by road could take over 2 weeks, depending on local weather and flooding conditions. Communications between Khartoum and Wau by telephone were almost impossible, and shortwave radio and radio telephone were considered more reliable. Transportation. The logistics and transportation infrastructure, which exists in many third world countries, is inadequate to support advanced business logistics and poorly maintained and operated. The government of these countries are aware of the infrastructure insufficiencies, but lack the capital and expertise to make major improvements. Figure 3 and 1, although old, is a photograph of a truck loading unloading facility built in a country where labor was very cheap. Apparently, it was easy to have labor dig as a hole so that truck's bed would be at ground level, rather than building a raised loading unloading dock. Often government lacked the impetus of exposing the development due to the subsistence nature of their economies. Truck loading unloading facility built by excavation. Organization of American Stands, Columbus Memorial Library. In attempting to secure direct overseas shipping service, most Southwest Pacific island governments are faced with the purpose of upgrading their ports to a standard, and at a cost which is not outrun by their small volume of trade. However, to lag behind in port development clearly risks being bypassed by international carriers for one rapid turnaround and efficient unitized cargo handling are essential for profitable operation. Thus, governments effectively have no choice but to embark on costly port upgrading schemes and to risk the probable consequences of environment and under-industrialization. A difficulty for this government is to decide whether transportation investment should be linked to developing direct exports or to strengthening the local economy. Politically, the second alternative is better because it ties the nation together. Heyman's study of aviation in less developed countries found that they were sucked into building major airports and buying jets. The international airline industry makes it difficult for small airlines from small nations to compete. The LDC's population did not get any use out of the airline or the airport. Highway transport is most beneficial to the largest number of people in an LDC. Some can merely walk or walk a bicycle lane which goes along a path. Also, small-scale entrepreneurs will spring up to fix bikes or trucks or to sell fuel. From a study in Malaya, after the highway was usable, traders can leave from as far as 10 miles by bicycle or motorcycle to buy fish and other items, and return home in the late afternoon for the opening of their own local market. Before this fresh fish was a rarity, even though the sea was only 10 miles away. The same study of 5 roads in Malaya shows social development following the form of increased attendance at schools. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much. If you enjoy, subscribe the video. Until next time, see you. Add a commentary. Follow on Twitter and Facebook. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.